Are you a teacher who knows you should be preparing your students for the 21st century, but feel you haven't been prepared yourself? Are other teachers flipping their classrooms and gamifying their curriculum, but you feel too intimidated by technology to even get started? Good news. This is the tutorial for you, because I'll show you two very simple, user-friendly, free online tools to help you bring technology into your classroom this week. The two tools I'll be demonstrating are Storify and Haiku Deck. They're my absolute two favorite tools for student presentations, and I promise you can easily master these. Here's the websites, but I'll show them again at the end. But before we get started, I want you to think about your current students. Are they truly engaged in your classroom? Do some seem disconnected? Do you have any students who become very excited or animated when talking about technology or online gaming? Well, these students are your new tech experts. Most children today are handed an electronic device before the age of 3 and don't know of a time before computers were in every home and school. So you don't have to be the expert. Just provide the tools and guidance. Let the students take the lead. You'll be amazed at the result. Storify is great for research projects and reports, helping students organize, curate their work, and sorting out good information from bad, as well as avoiding plagiarism, since all resources are embedded. You'll see. Okay, here we are on Storify. You just go to storify.com, you create an account and log in, and you'll see a little icon like this to start a new story. It starts out with a blank page. You give your students a topic. Let's say they're going to do a report on clouds. So you give it a title and a heading. And then they can start their research. So we're going to go over here on the right. These little icons allow you to look for information on Storify, Twitter, Facebook, Google+, YouTube, Getty Images, Flickr, Instagram, Google, and you could even add a URL if you know one. I'm going to use Google. That's my search engine. And so I'm going to type in clouds. And you look over this quickly. So now you're teaching the students to discern what's good information and what's a good article for them. So this looks good, Weather Whiz Kids. So you click and you drag it over. And then they double click on it and read the article. This looks like an excellent resource for elementary or early middle school. Nice graphics, tables, the Latin terms for clouds with picture samples. So this really looks like a great, oh, and look, even lesson plans for you. So this looks like a great resource, so they could use that. So what the students would do is they would read the article. You tell them not to copy and paste from the article, but to actually summarize in their own words. So they would summarize their learning from the article. And they can type as much as they need to here. The box will continue to grow for them. Okay, so let's say you have an older group and that isn't going to quite work for them. Let's see what else they have. Let's take a look at how to identify different types of clouds. So we're going to click and drag it over. The student will go in and they'll take a look at the information, see if this is a good website for them. Good, types of clouds, a nice video. They're right embedded in the site, so you just take a listen, see if it's something you like. Okay, you decide, yes, I want to use this for my older group, or they can discern they want to use it. And this is a little higher level explanation, so yes, good resource. And you want to discourage them from just going to Wikipedia right away and really do some nice research. So then we're going to summarize the learning from that website. So they could say, you know, there are many different types of clouds, and they can list them or whatever. fix my typo. Wow, that was really, wasn't even there. Sorry. Okay, so now you've done a little bit of research. I want some pictures now in my report. So I'm going to come up here, I'm going to leave it on Google, and I'm going to click on Images. And I like this one. So I'm going to pick that picture for here, but I also like this. Did you notice I double-clicked it and it popped it right up to the top? So this one I'm going to be very careful where I place it. I'm going to click and drag because I want this graphic down here, and this is a nice explanation of the different clouds. So then they would type in a summary of their learning from the graphic. Again, they can type as much or as little as they want. Now you do have the option to look in other places for information. You could look up videos on YouTube, let's say. So these look like songs. Okay, so here's that same weather tutorial. You can actually get it right on YouTube, but I just want to show you what it looks like when the video embeds itself right in the report. So then the student can write what they learned about from the video. Now the good thing about Storify is you don't have to worry about plagiarism because it gives credit, states the source, and there's the link. So the teacher can go right in and look at the article, and this dissuades students from copying and pasting, but also tell them not to copy and paste, that is plagiarism. Sometimes everyone assumes some other teacher taught them and nobody has yet. And then even for pictures, it credits them so you don't have any copyright infringements. Same with the videos. So it's really a very safe place. One last thing I want to show you is that you can actually go to Twitter and see if there's anything good on Twitter about clouds. Now, earlier I was able to find some really neat things. I don't know what all this is, but oh, look at this. People posting really cool pictures about clouds. So again, if I'm using somebody's Twitter picture, it gives their information and their credit to it. So again, I'm not breaking any rules. So let's say we're done and we want to publish this. We just click the Publish button, publish my story. There was also an option to continue editing. Now, because we used somebody's tweet, it's saying, do you want to notify them? I am going to notify them because this is a tutorial. So they'll be notified that we're using their tweet, and sometimes they tweet you back and say thank you. And so this is what the report's going to look like. So the students are all done and they had this beautiful report for you. It took my picture and put it up in the heading with the title and my information. And here's my report. And of course, where the text is would be a lot more typing in here for you to assess. So this is a wonderful formative assessment piece, and it's very easy to share. So if you have concerns about being able to use Storify in school, I'm sure that if you put together a little report and you go in and you talk to your library media specialist or tech advisor, they would allow you to at least have access on your teacher computer and maybe show it on the whiteboard, on a classroom computer. And if you give homework through Edmodo or Blackboard or some similar website, you can just give the students the link and assign a nice report like this for homework. So if you want them to do that, then they can just share it directly to you. They can tweet it to you if you use Twitter, or they can send it to your Google Plus or your Facebook account. Now I know, some schools might not let you use Facebook, but if you set up a Facebook account just for school and allow your students to send stuff through, that's an option. And they can probably email it to you as well. They just email you the link. But that's a way to share, and I'm not going to do that. So that's Storify. Now I want to show you Haiku Deck. I love Haiku Deck for many reasons. So you type in haikudeck.com and you create an account and you sign in. And this is my wall. These are haiku decks I've created. And I want to show you my haiku deck. In graduate school, we had a little mini assignment to write haiku. So I used haiku deck for this. So these graphics are from haiku deck. They're just beautiful, just stunning. This is actually a picture a friend of mine took, actual snowflakes on his umbrella. Again, a graphic from haiku deck with my haikus written in there. I just used the graphics as inspiration for my haiku. I just loved this particular one. And of course, haiku are supposed to be about nature, so I did this one. And then the next one I think is my twisted sense of humor. So we'll stop that one there. Okay, so we'll come out of here. And now you want to create a new haiku. So here we are. And it's very simple. So let's say we're going to continue on with our study of clouds. This is the picture icon, so you click on that to get a graphic. And I'm just going to type in clouds. I'm going to find a picture I like. That's nice. Scroll down a little bit. Oh, these are pretty. Look at that. That's beautiful. So let's say our children, our students are going to write a poem. So they just click, highlight over the text, so you don't get that text in there with you. And then you're going to add another slide. You come on down here, you press the plus sign, and we're going to insert another graphic. I'm going to type in cloud again. Oh, these are nice. Look at these nighttime. Look at that. That's beautiful. And you again click on the text so you can type over it. So there's my Pulitzer Prize winning poetry. So now you have a little poetry haiku deck, and students can collaborate and write one big long poem, or they can each write poetry separately, however you want to do it. Another thing I like haiku deck for is 2-sentence stories. I love 2-sentence stories. When you tell an entire story in 2 sentences, usually it's kind of creepy. Something about I reached for the light switch, but a hand was already there. So they're kind of Edgar Allan Poe-ish. So, ooh, that's very Edgar Allan Poe-ish. Double click. I don't want the text there in the middle of his face. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to click on the layout icon. And I'm going to move the text. So now, let's say we're going to do a collaboration. And we're going to do maybe Edgar Allan Poe style 2-sentence stories. So each of your students could pick a slide and they can write their 2-sentence stories, and then you could have a whole slideshow of 2-sentence stories, and you can all sit and watch them. You can share them with parents and administrators. Another reason I like haiku deck is because I like to do presentations in the classroom for parents. So again, I click on the graphic image, but this time I'm going to upload the image from my computer. So you have probably taken pictures all year long. You have them on your computer. So you're just going to go in and grab some. You can get them from your computer, Facebook, Instagram, any of these. I'm just going to get it off my computer, so I'm going to choose the file. Okay. So I'm just going to pick Mickey Mouse waffle, because that's fairly benign. And so then you get your student's picture up or whatever it is you're wanting to share. And again, I don't want the words right in the middle of it. So I'm going to come over here to layout, and I'm going to pick where I want the text. So okay, so if this were a child's picture, if I was doing a presentation for parents, I would have the child's picture and I would have their name and something they like to do or who they like to play with or something they've learned that year. And so you can do a nice whole presentation. So let's say you've got your whole presentation done and you're ready to view it, you're ready to share it. So you click what looks like the play button, and then you always want to go back to your first screen. So you click that first block and you're going to see the little presentation I just did. So now it's playing. There's the poetry. Then we talked about the 2-sentence stories. And then the last one is if you want to do a presentation with your own pictures. Okay, so that's it. That is Haiku Deck and Storify. And I promised you that I would show the websites again. So it is, I'm going to change the text here. I'll show you how to do that. Here's other options. You can do bullets, you can do numbers, and you can just do ongoing text, which is using this one here. And I promised you the websites, www.storify.com and www.haikudeck.com. I hope you've enjoyed it, that this was helpful. I really appreciate you watching. And you can check out my About Me page, something fun to do. Oh, and the intro for this video was done on Movely.com, and I had a lot of fun trying that out. So have fun, enjoy yourself, and give the reins to the kids. Thank you.